colonization of West Africa over there.
Yeah, that's Abbasid. Abbasid was a
Yep, the caliphate and all of that.
yeah.
So we got a lot of good history that no one likes to talk about, but we gonna talk about it.
Isn't that the era of the caliphate?
Say it again, brother.
Isn't that the era of the caliphate?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And for 15 years, we had like we took over Baghdad and all of that. Iraq, we shut Iraq down
Yeah.
in the year 860 something. For
A
15 years.
863. I mean 883. Yeah.
Yeah, for darn near 15 years, we was printing our own money over there, all of that.
All the gold, the old gold they got over there, got the faces on the caliphates.
There you go. You know, a
Yeah,
lot, you know,
does anybody have anything on West African migration? Because I'm not. I've been looking into this. Probably, I think the first time I said it was a few months ago, and I'm at a block. I'm at a block with Google. I'm at a block with scholarship. Does anybody know anything? Any books about West African migration? It could even be during the Arabization of Africa, even starting there. Does anybody have any sources on that?
like migration within Africa or from
West
West
Africa,
Africa.
just West Africa specifically. Yes, baby.
I honestly can't say I do.
I don't have a lot on.
I got
So
one that
that's
goes
something they
into
try
it
to
a little
hide.
bit.
I do have I do see that there was a East West African trade. We had old ancient trade routes that goes into antiquity, and there's stuff that like there's Egyptian pictures of the Dogon. You know, where there was an
Exactly.
East
Yeah.
African East West African slave trade.
Yeah.
In Kemet, you'll find pictures of the Dogon, and you can recognize the Dogon by their head dressing. And they was establishing trade routes and stuff. But I don't have a good book that I can recommend because I'm still in search myself. But if I find it, I'll definitely shout it out to the family.
Yeah, I don't know. Become sun periods like the 26,000 year period, the sun cycle, the ice age, the stone age, and all that. Find migration during the periods right there, but not no concrete. And them dates and that shit
It's
is
too
so
cold.
old. Some of that,
You're breaking up, Pata. I can't hear you.
yeah, I was saying I don't have anything concrete that I've ran into. Just dealing with the periods in time as far as like I said the ice age, the stone age, the golden age. You find migrations during those periods, and some of the early migrations also was into Asia before even going to other areas. You know what I mean?
Right.
Shout out to Indigo in the house. I see you down there.
Peace, God. Peace, Indigo.
But yeah, the knowledge is out here, family. But yeah, go ahead and look at my book list. I got those are good starter books. Fighting the Slave Trade is a good one.
Yeah.
A good UNESCO book. This is a real good book. This
Oh
got some
yeah,
jewels in it right here. This one got some jewels in it right here. This one have a lot of work from Sheikh Anti Diop and his work with the symposium that he did in Egypt. Remember that when he was with Theo Obanga? I forgot his
Yeah.
name.
yeah,
If I
Theo
pronounce it right.
follow
Right.
Obanga.
It's all in here, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys want to get a good study on the Egyptian Middle Netter, look up Theo follow Obanga because he breaks that stuff down on YouTube. It's
Theo
hard as
Lago
fuck to
Obanga.
follow it, but hey, if y'all can get through his
Hey,
accent,
this is his book right here, family. Right here.
Damn, boy, I'm about to be shopping. Y'all about to have
Yeah,
me
brother.
spending money.
Yeah, we gonna have you right, yo. Oh, I spent some money on these books, yo.
I'm good with that. I'm good with it.
Yeah,
I've been
I don't
trying to
even
get my
care.
collection up. I just don't like buying books that I don't really got no real knowledge in it. Like,
Yeah, I feel you on that. Like if I can get something out of it, that's where I want to go with it. And every book that I put out there, it's got some good jewels in it, good pearls. You just gotta string them along and connect the dots. Another good book. Trying to see since we talking about books is the legacy of Arab Islam in Africa. Black Suma. I'm looking at that book on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm over here
Yeah,
screenshot,
let me
y'all.
let me write
my
that
bad, I was
down.
muted. Yeah, you could find some of it, Tristan, in here. It has some of the migration patterns in here. I'm trying to look for this other
Oh,
book I
okay.
was reading from.
I've been screenshotting the shit out.
Yeah,
You also got
that myself.
He been quiet. What was that other
Yeah,
book?
I'm
Black
screen
Holocaust.
sharing it now because we got two
I got
people
the
get banned, so it's
screenshot.
not gonna let me download the live. So if y'all
Yeah,
can
that's the
screen,
short
yeah,
version of the
screen
Black
share,
Holocaust.
screen record y'all the
Thank you,
live so y'all
Mother.
can have it.
look. Y'all also got
Germany's Black
Dr. Ben, the
Holocaust.
black family, I mean the black man of the Nile and his family. You got
Yeah, Dr. Ben,
Stolen
for sure.
Legacy. These is our early books. You got
Yes.
Jim James. It's a lot of writers.
Ooh wee.
You got,
Yes.
you got some good,
Man, you
good
talking.
books. Yeah.
Yeah, if y'all want,
And
if
you can
other
I
people in
got
the
one more,
comment
Tristan. I
section,
just had to find it.
if y'all want some knowledge and y'all like recommendation on books, hit up Port City Vibes, Patah, and Mo Facts.
All day.
And Tristan got a lot of information, so she'll be able to lead y'all to some books too. Cause you said your family come from the Moors, right? Cause she got a lot of information on that as well.
They don't come from the Moors. They got confused by the Moorish Science Temple.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
where my
okay,
knowledge
yeah,
comes.
yeah.
This is Introduction to African Civilization by John G. Jackson.
that's right.
Now he talks about the presence of Africans over here in the Americas, called the Olmecs and stuff like that, and
Yes.
it was a Jaguar culture and stuff. I forgot what page this was
You
on,
okay? Put some ice on it.
but yeah. Matter of fact, I saved it right here on page. Oh man, I
You want some
just on page
tissues?
240. He talks about the Olmecs.
Put
There's a
some
whole
ice on
page
it.
about that.
240.
240. Introduction to African Civilizations by John G. Jackson.
That's right.
Page 240. There's a whole jump.
And we,
Yeah,
and
that's
we gotta really call out them books like when it comes to a specific subject. We call out certain people because Tristan asked for a certain subject, but you can read all of their books. You can read every book they
Shit, I'm
wrote.
reading every single last one.
Word up.
yeah. Create a small library and like whatever you want to study. Just if you want to study West Africa history, just try to nail it down.
Right.
And then you before you know it, you're gonna have a library of books because not one book is gonna tell you everything that you're gonna need to know.
Of course.
You're not gonna get all of that out of one book. That's why we tell everybody to read everything. Read outside the Bible because you're not gonna get everything in one book. So you gotta commit yourself to the knowledge in order to be able to grow as a people. And another good book, Christopher Columbus and the African Holocaust. I know y'all heard about John Henry Clark, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course. They came before Columbus. All that.
Ooh. Another book pertaining DNA, Journey of Man. This is the whole genomic test that they did on everybody. Found out we all from Africa right here, and it talks about the human path that got out of Africa.
Right. Yeah, they got
Stuff
some
like
African stuff in there too. That book that I was talking about, they got some of it in there. Yeah.
So it's out there, and
why y'all
and
bragging
it's
about
out
y'all
there.
book collection, man? Yep, I feel insignificant and shit.
Oh man, I ain't started out like this. I had one book. I'm like, man, you start with one book, and my book was no, I think Stolen Legacy and The Destruction of Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams.
Yeah.
After those two, I was just like, yo, I gotta have another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. And I was just hungry. And before you know it, we got a
There you
library.
go. There you go, right there.
Ooh.
Hold on, wait.
What's that one
Let
now?
me get that. Hold on. I
I'm
gotta
going
put
to
that
Born
in
in
my
Africa,
Amazon.
the quest for
Got
the
that
origins of
screenshot.
human life.
Yeah.
This shit go deep. It even shows you, right? If you read it properly, you understand what they're saying. When they're making these discoveries, they're preparing themselves for scrutiny
That's right.
because they're going to trace it back to Africa. Now, if they're saying that their peers are going to be mad about their discoveries and their papers that they're putting out from their discoveries, then they're telling you that the people at the time are not trying to push that the origins are in Africa. Because what would you be mad about?
Giving the world to black people.
I definitely
Yep.
took a screenshot of that joint.
Yeah, I definitely got it.
We got like a book fair up in this joint right now.
Right?
Yeah, y'all gonna have to give
That's
me
cause
some
y'all
regular or
y'all
something.
bragging and shit.
Here go another one. I ain't trying to be like that. African origins and the civilization. African origins of civilizations, religions, yoga,
Hmm.
mixed. I can't even pronounce that. Ethics and this is a volume
Hmm.
1 through 3. But
It's
anyway, I was
okay.
looking in this book right, and I went before I went to Kemet. I had this book, so I had the book, and I'm like, man, I can't wait to go to Kemet so I can find some stuff. Well, I found where the where when the Romans and stuff came in to occupy, and they start putting their Christian stamps on everything.
Yeah,
And
I
I
just
saw it in
got it.
this book, and I'm like, all right, okay, cool. Well, I went to Kemet and I saw it at Kemet, and
Mom said
everything
to
kind
take
of
it
clicked.
home.
I'm like, I see what they talking about right now. I made a post about that too, where how Christianity kind of came
Oh,
into Kemet.
wait, Leo. I
Hold
just
on,
bought
yo,
two
look
of
at
them,
something.
bro. So the ones you gonna get on that Born in Africa are the expensive ones. I think they got one cheap one left.
Oh shit, we doing a cheap rate.
The Born in Africa book.
Get my book club. I
Yeah.
PDF file for that book.
Yeah,
Hold on, let
and
me see.
PDFs is good too. I mean, as long as you got the information.
Right. That's Martin.
Now,
Oh, they got one for $5.
And look, this one right here.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, my
Hey,
man, I
and
got
look,
that jump.
without
Hey,
even
tell her the
making
thing's
the
felt on
effort,
you. Your nose is bruised.
just
It's
reading
alright.
this, if you hear anybody talk about the Exodus, this shit blows it out the water. It don't even make
Uh-huh.
sense. While you reading this and the extensive history behind the Nile Valley, it makes no sense at all. You
That's a
get
good
somebody talk
book.
about the Exodus, just pull out this book and
Yeah,
try
how
to
much?
match
How
dates
much
with
is
them.
that?
Leo going thrift books. They got it for $6.79.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good book. Tony Brada, man, I'm from
I
DC,
ain't
man,
got
so I
none of
went on
his
one of his
books.
trips. Whenever he was doing a Potomac, Egypt on a Potomac trip,
Mhm.
and I ain't even know, but he broke that down to us a long time ago. Um, and I love that book, man. He's still doing work over there in Egypt right now. He's got a archaeological site that's over there right now. He's digging, and he's gonna open that up to the public. I think within the next year or two, because he keeps finding stuff. I believe it's from the 26. I forgot what dynasty it was. Don't give me the. I want to make sure I'm saying the right the right date. But anyway, he found uh, some areas over there that he's doing digs, and they've actually excavated it, and they're gonna try to put all of this stuff back together so people can come and see. I was
Part of my
hoping to see it when I was over
intellectual,
there, but unfortunately I didn't.
Yeah, that timeline.
part of my
Uh,
intellectual, yo.
they tore him up with that timeline they got. That new timeline he put out. Woo, that shit is long as hell too. Yeah, that thing going across the wall because they just missed
Yeah.
much time. You know. Yeah. That new brother got a nice thing got going on for real. But look,
He
they
said,
put right for Born in Black. That's Howard W. French. Yeah, yeah,
"That's the
yeah.
name of the book, Born in Black."
Howard W. French. Born in Black.
I'm gonna write it down.
Yeah. They speak about having things in chronological order where you can go around the world and all of that.
Hmm.
So they during like they can come up to World War One. Put it that way, 1471. They come all the way up.
Who's it by?
Okay,
Howard W.
All right, I got it.
Howard W. What?
French.
Okay, got you. Man, one of the most expensive books I've ever paid for was this damn book right here. But it's worth every penny to me.
Mm-hmm.
The Encyclopedia of African Religions. And this thing right here, man, I mean, you can go in here and they talk about all types of African stuff. Dogon,
I'm great. I only
Cuba.
have one book in my life, one book, and I only had to buy it because I lost my joint. You know what I mean? So I had to go get the stolen legend. But every other book, either I've had or my wife and her siblings, they grew up with these books. You know what I'm saying? So I,
Hmm.
the only book I ever had to buy over. I just bought that like 3 years ago in D.C. I was in DC. I went through there and stopped at the lounge and all that. Grabbed a book, listened to some poems. They got a nice bookstore. Yeah, yeah.
This one right here,
A lot of the books
Creating
that people got.
Christianity.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, I
This
got
shit
that
right
joint.
here.
yeah.
The most important part of this book is where the dude John Colenso goes to the Zulus and he's trying to convert them, and he gives his whole spill, his sales pitch and shit, and the Zulus tell him, look, you got it all wrong. You got it ass backwards. And they give him the history. He takes what he learned from them, went back to his people who indoctrinated him, took them to court, won on the low level, and then took them to the higher court, the court of the lords, and beat them with the information from the Zulus, proving that Christianity was fake.
Fact.
That's the most important part of this book. There's some good shit in there, but that part
Matter of fact, I thought I had that junk. I got that on my cart, the ad. I need to go ahead and grab that junk. I thought I had that.
Tell them the name of the people who did that, because you told us the names before. So even if they want to Google search that.
The guy, John Colenso?
Yeah, John Colenso. That's what you got to look up, and you'll be blown
John Colenso.
away.
Oh, and he got books too, because after he got a couple of books when he was a believer, but his last 3 books he exposes Paul, the Gospels, and the history.
How you
and the
spell
history
it?
behind it.
How you spell his last name?
Colenso.
I got you.
K
K-O-V-I-C-H.
K-E-O.
K-N.
K what?
C-O-N-E-Z-O-V-I-C-H.
Okay, so spell it one more time.
K-N-Z-O-V-I-C-H.
C what?
H.
The hell you have this over for?
Yeah, gotta get the book. Gotta get your library built up, family.
Oh, they said you breaking up,
Come here and do
Fatah.
What you just come here and do?
It's Colenso is John, and it's C-O-L-E-N-S-O.
John Colenso. Heck yeah.
John
I had that in my
first
cart.
published in South Africa, but his fellow bishops were determined to stop it from being published in England. The church persecuted him in civil courts up to the House of the Lords to ruin him for exposing its claims as fraud, but he assembled his facts in such a masterly form that even a bishop ruled in the House of the Lords had to accept his statements as truth. And that's after he visited the Zulu.
Yeah, they gave him that work down there.
Cooked him.
They gave him that
He had
work.
to humble himself.
They gave him that work. They was like, welcome to death row down here.
Right?
This death row records down here.
The church had to become death row. Like, come on now.
And this is what I tell people, because they be on here, they be like, young man, why do you think that you're very smart, you're brilliant, but why do you think out of all these years that you'll be the first one to figure it out? And I'll be like, oh, no, I'm not. I wasn't the first one to figure it out.
Yeah,
But I followed the same type of path that these other people followed, and we ended up at the same conclusion. And later on, I decided to go back and look. Let me put my ego aside. Let me not say I'm the first one to figure it out. I know somebody else did, but their work is probably hidden. So now we got access to these archives. What do they call it? The Wayback Machine. You can get dissertations from the 1600s. What people said, Martin Luther King did it himself. He traced it back to the Germans. He traced that doctrine back to the Germans, saying they were the first one to give us these versions of Christianity. But
yeah,
we weren't with them.
Yeah, he knew about Kemet too.
dissertation.
Yeah, he knew about Egypt too, because he sure did. He knew.
Right.
He just was involved with the church too much to really speak a little bit out against certain things. Any Sheikh Anti-Diop book is good too, family. African Origins of Civilization, Myth and Reality is a good one. Civilization of Barbarism is a good one. Um, this man really put some work in early to where all you have to do is pick up a book and just kind of apply yourself to the knowledge. But yeah, I got this John Colenso. I'm gonna go ahead and get that, John. I might have to order that right now.
Yeah, he got a lot of books, yo.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. You got to. You got to. You know, it
Yeah,
helps
no joke.
tell a good story when you have your books
And then
you know,
you get this whole era with the the church saying that they're infallible, and you get this fight between, and this is an academic fight that got bloody between the modernists and then the early church fathers. And what you see happen is you see them concede. They concede to it, but they like, okay, look, y'all right, but what are we gonna do about the people? Because people are in check right now, walking around in the world, because we have this police force, we have this security system, and it's the religion. The religion is our police force. They're walking around thinking about demons and angels and God and the devil and being punished. So if we remove this and let this dude Colenso put out his works and all the other modernists that's coming behind him, it's going to make people see reality different. This was their excuse, that people are going to start saying, well, there ain't no rules then. Since I ain't going to get in trouble, I'm going to start doing whatever I want. That was their excuse. So a lot of people was like, oh, you know what, you're right. If we take the fear of God away from people, then how are they going to act after that? But the modernist was like, it doesn't matter, because the modernist people, they still believed in God. They was like, we still believe in God, but we're not about to sit here and lie on God. There's a difference. We can still have our morals without lying on God about all of these people he destroyed and he killing people and sacrificing his son. Like, it's ridiculous. So why can't we make adjustments to it? And they was like, all right, well, they ain't taking it, so we're going to start locking them up, Inquisition, torturing people, putting them on house arrest. And they got them correct. They got them in line. If they found that you were talking against the Bible, they'll lock you up, torture you, and then put you through training, make you recite the scriptures that you need to recite, put you on a strict diet, and then they'll send spies out. They'll send spies out on you, and then try to get them to basically see if you'll spark up the conversation about going against religion. And if you do, they send you back. And then eventually people calm down. That's why you don't hear about modernists no more. There were people who believed in God but wanted to tell the truth about the doctrine.
And you got to remember who authorized what we're reading. Like, there had to be some type of institution that says, hey, they only can read this. And it was King James and the Romans. The Romans that was in charge put these texts out for us to see. And King James did the same thing. That's why so many things was cut out, like so many books and stuff that was cut out the Bible as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the institution authorized what we are looking at as far as biblical texts and stuff like that. They control it. It's all the game.
They rejected a lot of texts, calling them pseudepigrapha, meaning it was written 200 or more years after the alleged events. But that's all the Gospels. All the Gospels are pseudepigrapha at that point, but they use these words so that, learned people can intimidate people at a lower level and then just shut them up. Oh, that's pseudepigrapha. You don't even know what the hell that is, because if you knew what it was, you would know the Gospels were pseudepigrapha as well.
Right.
But you accepted those.
Yeah, Josephus writes about Jesus, I think, 80 years after his alleged death. You know what I'm saying? 80 years? 80 years.
If anybody takes Josephus' works to be real, you got to look at them some type of way.
That's another thing. And how many, like they might have been a dude named Jesus, but a dude named Jesus changed the brakes on my car last week too. You know what I'm saying? Like, how common was that name?
Yeah, you got
You know
Jesus.
what I mean?
You got Jesus.
I know a dude named
Ananias.
Jesus that can put up a good roof. You know what I'm saying?
Susan, put up that book cover real quick so you can show them the book cover we was talking about when we first started. Because it's about what he's talking about. Did he freeze?
I'm going to it now.
Jesus was a Caesar.
Have y'all read it?
That one I gotta get that one too,
Shit,
bro.
that costs $161. Shit.
Is it worth it?
I don't know. I ain't got it. I just look. I was
I'm
looking for the actual birth date of Jesus, and when I was looking for the actual birth date of Jesus, this popped up. So I start reading that shit.
what dates are you getting as far as the dates that they're saying? Like
That's what I'm
30?
saying.
They starting to move him back. Remember, he started off at the year. Oh, go ahead, Tristan. My bad.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, let me tell you guys the synopsis of this book. So maybe we need to read this as a book club. The synopsis of this book is that they're trying to relate the historical Jesus that they accept. So I think this historical Jesus is like, his name is, dang, I said it earlier, Julius, something, I don't know, but they're saying we can accept this historical Jesus, but then they're comparing him to the Jesus of the Bible. So that's the synopsis of this book right here. I think it's going to be an interesting read.
Like there was a historical Jesus, but separate to the miracle Jesus that we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
they're saying that they're trying to see if they can find connections between the two. I have a feeling, because of the title, I have a feeling that they're going to show the non-connectivity to it. So that's why I said maybe we should read this book.
I mean, I'm willing to purchase it. I'm gonna look at it and see if I can get it myself. And we can crack this thing open.
If they got it for a cheaper fucking
Yeah.
not the bad.
But I'm waiting on my Follow book to come too. And Follow had mentioned a word about Jesus, and he was his contemporary. Like, this dude was a Roman. He wrote about the Jews. You dig what I'm saying? So why didn't he have anything to say about Jesus, about the death, about the miracles, about this holy man that was roaming around like that? He don't say nothing about him. Philo, I find that kind of odd. I really do.
Yeah, y'all can get it on Kindle for $9.99.
Woo. $9.99.
But the hardcover is $161.
You could get the PDF from me for free.
Okay, that's I like that too.
I'm gonna send you my.
Them books get so expensive though, straight up. So I got a lot of
I gotta
PDFs.
snatch them for free, man.
Yeah, like I had the PDF of the encyclopedia. You can get this on PDF too, family, and everybody should have it. The Encyclopedia of African Religion. And this is a really expensive book. It's worth to have, but if you can't get this book, you definitely can get a PDF version of it. But yeah, I have a bunch of PDFs, man, too, because them books get outrageously expensive sometimes. I gotta slow down. I'm like, hold up, G. You done spend a lot of money this month on these books. You gotta cool it.
Just send me your email.
Okay.
I sure will. Can you read a little bit from the first one so I can see if my theory is correct? What you seeing?
She's giving credit to, I think, or he or she's giving credit to another author right here. I'm trying to find the introduction. Okay, here we go. This is where they go into it.
You missed the
There are
drama
differences to
chapter.
be ascertained. Both were murdered. Caesar, however, was stabbed while Jesus was crucified with a stab wound in his side. So the history of Caesar and Jesus, people or places the same names, but even more important is the facts that these names appear to be the same in order, and this also applies to famous citations, often verbatim.
So this book is trying to prove that Caesar is literally Jesus. That's not what the
That's
synopsis
what I
said.
thought.
Nah, I don't.
When I first
I don't
saw
know
it,
about
that's what I thought.
Okay.
Now,
Incorrect.
that book I had kind of made it sound like the Romans was. I think that was the Romans' way of identifying themselves as the gods, like the new gods in town. So they put
Right. Yep.
some of these real stories that happened. Like Titus was an actual Roman general that took out a bunch of people in the Sea of Galilee, and you find biblical scriptures that correlate exactly what this did in the military campaign.
Correct.
You know,
And that's what people didn't understand about them. They'll write out their campaign. They'll write it out first and then go do it.
yeah,
They didn't go do it and then write it afterwards. Back then, they would write out the plan and then go do it and then say it's fulfilled. It happened just how we said it was going to happen.
sick comical way of them kind of doing things back then.
Yep, it says, finally, all the symbols of Christianity are anticipated in the cult of Divus Luisus or Julius. Divus Julius. So, yeah, they're trying to line it up.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
But that's
bro.
what it is. It is Greco-Roman mythology. That's exactly what the New Testament is.
It is. So I'm gonna still read the book, and then when we get in these lives, I'm gonna be like, Jesus was Julius.
I told
Jesus
y'all
was Caesar.
that's what I thought the book
Jesus
was saying.
Titus. Jesus, like in the book.
Wait,
Caesar's
wait,
Messiah,
Port City.
Jesus
That's what I stand on too. But if we read this book, because I always thought that there was a correlation between Julius Caesar and Jesus. But my personal thought and belief is that Jesus is actually Titus. But if they're making the reference that Jesus is Julius Caesar, then that just throws my shit out of the fucking window.
Because here's the thing. He comes in. Who comes in riding the donkey with the palm branches?
Titus.
Was that Titus?
So the Romans, well, Jesus did it in the story, but that's what the Romans do. That's one of their rituals. That's their ceremonial practice, right? Then blowing the trumpets.
Go ahead, Mo.
When they come in blowing the trumpets, you see what is it called? It's like a wall. I think it's on the Temple of Jerusalem. It's in one of their temples where Titus is coming in and they got the trumpets in the back and he on the horse. That's part of Revelation and what Jesus was supposed to do. But he comes in riding on a donkey.
Yeah. And Josephus was the ones that Josephus wrote War of the Jews, and you know what I mean. So, and Josephus was a Jew that turned against the Jews and started writing for the Romans. Come on now, it's chess, not checkers.
And why did Josephus break off from his priesthood? Because he comes from a long line of priests. His father in him, he became a Pharisee, and his father remained a Sadducee. The Sadducee said, until God shows up, like he did with Moses, and presents us with a new message, we're not adding anything to the book. The Pharisees, which was what Josephus was on the side of, they believed that, nah, man, Moses wasn't even legit like that. Because God had to get rid of him before he even got to the promised land. So how are we not more special than him? God can speak to us and tell us the other things that Moses didn't tell us when he was on that mountain. So that gave them that whole inspiration. This is inspired by God because God can speak to us now through the Holy Spirit. So he